Friday night, the building would empty, and all the executives and everyone that wasn't actively involved in producing the show would leave, and no more tours would be coming through, no more just visitors from other offices would come in, and it would get real quiet, and there'd only be one stage lit, the set you were rehearsing in, and it was just the cast and the crew and the writers, and it was amazing because these crew guys were all like 20, 30, 40 years older than we were, and they watched us grow up and become, go through our little, actor.
Who was the stage manager? Joe Disco?
Joe Dixo.
Dixo, and Bobby Van Rye.
Bobby Van Rye.
And Joe Falacci on the cameras, the heavyset guy.
Yeah.
I mean, all those guys.
Bailey.
Bailey was there, yeah.
And these guys had gone through it with Milton Berle, and they'd seen the whole thing happen, the whole generation
Sid
ago.
Caesar, Imogene Coco.
Imogene Coco, Sid Caesar. They'd seen it all. So they'd watch us, and they'd sort of just say, watch these kids going through it. And it was the most tender thing. It was like, people say, oh, it was like family. But they really looked out for us, because you'd have these fits, because you didn't know what the hell, you were just, you were having trouble dealing with celebrity, and you're having to work still. You thought you should be carried in to work, And they'd watch people just flip out, and they'd just be so cool about it. And boy, they could just take you down to size so easily if they wanted to. And the restraint they showed was admirable. But it was just the nicest feeling. I don't know if I've ever had anything like that in my life. That feeling of going in there and going, I'm at home here with these people. It was a strong time.
The Man Who Knew Too Little, a location picture, a studio picture.
It's a location picture. I shot it in England in the fall, and it's a case of mistaken identity, sort of a funny North by Northwest, and directed by a guy named John Emile, who did some funny...
I've seen the trailer. I went to the movies this weekend, and the trailer looks very, very good. Very good.
It's very good. It's very good. My brother Andy says it's the best movie ever made.
Well, there you have it.
Well, there you go.
In fact, you know what
And this is Andy, and you know how tough he can be.
You see, what you do now is have them buy an ad in the New York Times, L.A., all these papers, and just show your picture, and you have a balloon that says, my brother Andy says, this is the best picture I've ever made. Well,
they do the regular sort of TV spots, and I asked them if I could make one, sort of invent one, and we invented one down on this location in Jamaica, and I give a money-back guarantee on the film. I act like some sort of rebel in hiding. I'm running from this camera, furtively, jumping into a boat and taking off. I said, you can't find me or write me, but if you see me, I will give you the money gladly, I will put money in your hand with no anger in my heart. And I really feel that way. I think that maybe I'm just cocky. Maybe I'm just full of myself, but I really think it's funny. This is going to be a successful movie, and so it's just something different to do.
When you leave Saturday Night Live...
partly I feel that way because I think there's some movies that should give a refund,
That you've made?
No, mine, no. Okay. Too late.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations. But no, sometimes don't you feel like, oh, why did they bother to make that? Why don't you give it or you should get an extra Coke or something, I always feel like the theater owner should go, sorry, everybody. Come on in here and have a raisinette on me. Come on.
I meant to ask you here, because a lot of people from Saturday Night Live have gone on to movies. Mm-hmm. You did, Gilda did, Chevy did, a lot of people did. Mm-hmm. Is there a fear when you leave the warmth of that family, the comfort of that studio? That, geez, the big screen, wow, what if I get to Hollywood and it don't work out?
Well, you have to go. You have to leave sometime. Yeah. No matter how much you loved high school, after 6, 7 years, you got to stop.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Saturday Night Live. You had to go on, but the preparation was so great. If you could do Saturday Night, if you could succeed at Saturday Night, you could do anything. Mm-hmm. No movie can frighten you. No film frightens me.
And how close do you still stay close to Chicago, Irene?
Yeah.
A lot of time there.
Yeah, I was just there. I've got, my sisters are all in Chicago.
Do you live there, or do you...
No, I live in New York. I live in the tri-state area, Tommy. But I live in New York. I went out there and I liked it, and it's a little easier for me to get lost in New York than in Chicago. And I need to bump into people. I could never live in Los Angeles because it's...
I was going to say, no, L.A. would not be your kind of town. You don't...
No, I need to sort of collide with other people because I'm basically lazy, and if someone doesn't say, hey, do something, then I don't do it. When I come to Los Angeles, I'm in a hotel room. Man, It may as well be an insane asylum, because I just don't get anything done here. It's, no offense to the people.
Are you able to listen all the way through to I've Got You, Babe?
No, I really spent a lot of time with that. I mean, if you saw it that many times in the movie,
God.
imagine how many times you had to do
Yeah,
that.
but geez, it was funny.
Yeah, well, it was
at 6 o'clock.
It was a song worth smashing a radio over.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
sure
that. Yeah. That was not method acting. That was the real deal.
I thank you for those laughs and for showing up today, and I hope that The Man Who Knew Too Little is an enormous success for you and everybody who's in it. Thanks again, Bill.
Oh, it's fun.
Okay, Bill Murray, folks. The picture is called The Man Who Knew Too Little. It opens in theaters this weekend. We'll continue after this break.